Good morning, pet retailers, suppliers, groomers, veterinarians, and all of the attendees joining us today. My name is Alan Basis, and I'm the executive publisher of PetAge. PetAge and Pet Store Pro are proud to produce today's webinar. PetAge is a 46-year-old national media brand covering the pet specialty retail and supply market. Pet Store Pro is the free online training tool designed specifically for pet stores. Pet Store Pro teaches critical skills for store associates, managers, and owners. Learn more at PetStorePro.com, a service of the Pet Industry Distributors Association. Goodness, that sounded like an NPR introduction. We're going to have to change that for the next one. Well, folks, today's webinar is entitled Facebook and Instagram Advertising. Learn how to make money now for your pet specialty business. Tools and tactics to make your fans click and buy. In today's ever-connected consumer world, a great majority of businesses realize the potential Facebook and Instagram have to connect with customers both near and far. But in 2017 and beyond, the key to maximizing social media connections and thus growing sales lies in advertising on these platforms to leverage their full potential. It is our goal during this webinar to explain why Facebook and Instagram advertising can be an effective marketing opportunity for every pet specialty business, no matter what size or what you sell. During this session, you will learn the step-by-step process of how to create compelling advertising and see real-time examples of ads that are effective in getting customers to like, share, comment, and buy at a moment's notice. You'll also learn how to perform ad testing to determine the best way to reach the maximum amount of customers in the most cost-effective way. We hope to help your business create ads on both social media platforms where you can meet your next customers at the click of a mouse. Now that's a little bit about today's webinar. Let's learn a little bit about today's presenter. Lynn Swidinowski-Barrett is the founder and president of Creative Business Consulting Group, a Boston-based retail strategy consulting firm. Using more than 29 years of retail experience as her guide, Lynn leads the CBCG team to engage with retailers, e-tailers, and manufacturers, helping them create and implement profit-improving sales, marketing, and inventory management strategies. CBCG helps retailers of all sizes understand the opportunities created by ever-changing consumer trends and helps retailers learn to harness the power of today's most powerful marketing tool, social media, to create programs that will engage with consumers each and every day. Lynn speaks frequently at retail trade shows like Global Pet Expo, Super Zoo, Animal Supply Buying shows, and others across North America, as well as teaching retail marketing and branding at several colleges in the Boston area. She began her career as buyer at Federated Department Stores and has worked with Fortune 500 retailers across various senior management roles throughout her career. Thank you for presenting our webinar today, Lynn.
Alan, thank you for that lovely introduction. Excited about sharing. I see lots of people logging on, so we have lots of participants ready to learn some information. So I'm just going to dive into it. I want to do a couple of tactical things here first so that you all understand. There is a section of this, you should see your control bar, and it says handouts. The copy of today's handout is there. If you want to download it from this site to your computer, it's yours. If that doesn't work for you, there are 3 ways to get a copy. PetAge Magazine Facebook page, you can go to the Pet Store Pro Facebook page, or simply email me. We'll make sure to get it. Our goal is that the information we share with you can help your pet business wherever you are and whatever you do along the way. So we want to share the information with you and want to make sure you have it. Also, you'll see a bar that says questions. Along the way, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. I've saved time at the end. It's sometimes hard for me to see if there are questions, but if you if you have them, I promise to get to you at the end. Okay? So let's start by talking. Oh, Alan told you about me. We'll skip that slide. Let's get right into what's going on with Facebook and Instagram. And I call it the Facebook community because if you all don't know, Facebook owns Instagram. It also obviously uses Facebook Messenger as an application, and WhatsApp, which is a text really text-heavy, text-only, I should say, social media platform. So there are billions of people use this Facebook platform every single day, and what pet retailers and pet businesses like yourself to understand is the power of this audience, because this is where your customers are. If your business, it does not matter if you have Gen Xers, Gen Yers, you have baby boomers, your audience is using the of tools to grow, not to grow, to follow their friends, to follow their family, and yes, to follow brands like yours. So the entire reason we're here today is saying your customers are on these platforms. How can we help you better connect and advertise using this platform? I know years ago you would have said, okay, I'm going to advertise on the radio, I'm going to advertise on the, and that's how you would reach people. It's the same thing today. I want you to use Facebook and Instagram as a tool to connect with your customers, because that's where your customers are. In terms of keeping it very, very simple, I know your goal as the owner of your business, no matter where you come from this webinar, is to connect with customers. Simply put, your business needs customers, whether they're customers that you have and you're loyal and they're loyal to you because they've used your products and services again and again, or whether it's connecting with people you haven't met yet, which are who I call customers. That's where we want to talk about and use this social media advertising platform to connect. Whether it's connecting with your current customers, telling them how much fun and how good your business is, or whether it's reaching out to new customers to tell them all the wonderful things that you do. So we want you to increase your sales, we want you to meet new customers, and we want you to show your message through advertising to people who are most likely to care about your pet business. And those people very specifically, I do have a pet, I don't have a pet, I am about to get a pet, and they are doing all kinds of research online to get information and look for places they can go to buy products to get services for their new pet. Whether it's targeting those people, okay, with an ad, this is very specific. So with a newspaper, right, you put an ad on the radio, and they will give you some what they call demographics or readership information, say who buys the newspaper, who has a subscription to the newspaper, who listens to our radio station. And you choose where to put your ad because you matches your customers. With social media advertising, Facebook and Instagram, you can say very specifically, I want to reach people who live in this location, i.e. my zip code, my postal code, within 10 miles, within 15 miles, who are between the ages of 25 and 45, 35 and 60, whoever you believe your customers are, if they're male or female. And these are really interesting questions. Do you know who the purchasers are of most of your products? And if it's women, should you be targeting your ad? I was at a buying show the other day, and they sell predominantly exotic fish, and their audience is men. So in that case, they would target their ads toward men. So other interests, fish, dogs, cats, grooming, veterinary services. Targeting your audience with Facebook and Instagram advertising makes them very effective and makes them even more effective and targeted than the traditional marketing you're doing right now. And again, we are an on-the-go society, so your ads show up on a desktop platform, or if your customers are mobile, they show up on a mobile platform. They show up where your customers are. That's the key. Unlike the newspaper that says, hey, I have to pick it up, this is, I can read it wherever I am. So I'm going to break this session up into twos to give you a little bit more focused. I'm going to talk about Facebook ads first. And again, some of this is crossover, so I'll try and make sure that I mention the crossover as we go. But when you start, this is a picture on the left-hand side of your screen here of what Facebook says to you. What goal do you want to set for your ad? Do I want to get page post engagement? Do I want to get page likes? Do I want to get clicks to my website? Conversions, right? You see them all here. App installs. I have a brand new app. I have an event coming up. I have a coupon that I want you to use. What is your goal? And this is not just with Facebook, and certainly it's with Instagram as well, but in general, this is with all of your marketing efforts. When you spend money, what do you want to get out of it? Let me give you a couple of examples of goals. You are a brand new business, you are just joining Facebook, you are just joining Instagram, you don't have a lot of followers. A goal for that business would be to get page likes. Okay? I need people to follow my page so that then I can tell them the message I want to tell them. I'm brand new, I don't have a lot of followers, therefore I need to get people to follow me. My goal would be a page like. Along the lines of that ad, it could be a contest, it could be a giveaway, something flat out, you know, we're giving away, caption this contest, guess the number of ... That would be a goal. I want to get more page likes in my business because it's new. Page post engagement would be, this is a great picture, this is it's a how-to, it's a trend, it's information that's critical for my customers to have from me. Could be fun, could be educational, but I need my customers to hear about this, and therefore my goal would be to engage people with this post, get them to talk back to me, make sure they answer my questions, make sure they get the information. An event response. You're having an in-store event and you want people to come. Obviously, that goal is I want to get more people to my event. That would be click on the event tab, tell me you're coming, and you're entered to win, or something along those lines. You have a coupon, that's an offer claim. You have a coupon that you want for anybody that certainly just clicks on your page. That would be claim my offer. Facebook wants your advertising to be successful. So does Instagram, for one very simple reason. They want you to do it again and again and again. So when you get these prompts, this is under the Create Ads tab. When you get these prompts, think about it right here, right in that moment. What do you want to happen? And once you understand that your goal, right, Facebook will help you reach your goal. So will Instagram. Okay, so first thing, always, you have to set your goal and determine what you want to happen. Now the next piece, and this actually crosses over to both platforms, it's just a little different on how you do it. Choosing your audience. And I work with pet businesses all the time, and I will say this to you. When I say very specifically, who is your target audience? Where do they live? What zip code are they in? Where do they come from? What do they talk about? What are their ages? Many of pet retailers say, oh, those millennials, they're not my customers. Hello, folks. The oldest millennial is 37 years old. That makes them, I would argue, a very good customer for your pet business. They have kids at this point, they might have a house at this point, they have a dog, a cat, a fish at this point. So please don't disregard those millennials who are 37 years old. That doesn't mean, and baby boomers on the other side have a lot of money to spend, and their pets are their family, and they take very good care of them. That may be your audience. Well, those baby boomers are on Facebook. Maybe for different reasons. They're on Facebook looking at pictures of their grandkids and keeping up with their families' lives. So the demographics, the age, the gender, the interest, okay, of the people you are trying to target. You may have, let me make sure that for those of you that have what I call multi-line businesses, you sell cat products, you do boarding and grooming, you do doggy daycare. Your audiences for those might be different. So make sure that when you're doing Facebook ads, you set up an audience for each of your ads. And that's the same thing for Instagram. Who is my audience for this particular message I'm trying to send? As well as what are the interests? So, you know, whether it's obviously pets, but what else? I mean, maybe I live in Boston, and if I tell you that one of the interests that I put on Facebook or Instagram is the Boston Red Sox, because I know that when I'm trying to reach an audience in Boston, they're sports crazy. So it's the Red Sox, it's the Patriots, it's the Celtics. If you live in a town where there are specific, whether it's sports or games or music or very specific hobbies or a big shopping mall, think about your customers. What do they care about? You want to set up your target market based on how users will see your ad, how your potential customers will see the ad, because Facebook will help you show it to the audience you tell them to. Let me be clear. Facebook and Instagram will help you. The more information you give them about who you're trying to target, and when I say more information, as specific as you can, they will deliver it to that audience. And sometimes people say to me, but if I'm so specific, doesn't that create a narrow window? Sometimes it does. But if you are selling a very specific product or service to an audience that's very focused, I would suggest that you reaching that audience in the way they want to be talked to. Doesn't matter if it's an audience of 50 or 100 or 1,000. If those are really good potential buyers and your message resonates with them, you will have better success. Hence why we're talking about targeted advertising at all. Your ad should feel that it's going directly to one person, because you know your audience so well. Again, you know their demographics, their interests, you know their behaviors, okay? You know the connections, who they want, who are they connected to. So your job as a marketer with both Facebook and Instagram, when you're getting audiences and targeting audiences, is to determine who they are and what you want to tell them. But first, who they are, so you create a really good audience. So on Facebook, there are two different types of ads that people see. The right column ad, which appears if you look on a desktop, okay, it appears on the right-hand side. It is a less crowded space, so it is more targeted in terms of delivering your message, right? There's usually 3 to 4 right column ads that show up on your desktop. So again, it is a less crowded space, so it is more targeted. But be clear, you'll notice here, the image, because it is a smaller space, the image has to be extremely focused, extremely powerful, and absolutely able to tell your message. If you didn't read any of the sub-copy here and only looked at the image on the left-hand side, improve your website, subscribe free. It tells you everything. If you are interested in website improvement, and again, the person that placed this ad has targeted to show it to people that talk about websites, that talk about web programming, right? They have a very, just like we talked about, they have a target audience for this. It is very succinct, in your face, and easy to understand. Okay, so we'll talk about right column ads, but I want you to just look at the difference between the right column ad, ironically, sorry, on the left-hand side of the page, and the newsfeed ad, which is on the right-hand side. A little bit free-flowing picture here, could be interpreted a couple of different ways. Obviously, it has to do with kids, but these are what they call regular ads, and these are the ads that really drive post engagement. So in this particular case, this is a YMCA that is focused on families, and so they show kids having fun. And again, their target audience would be, you know, moms who live in this probably area here who want to have something to do with their kids on the weekend, or talking about healthy kids or exercise, and then they would see this ad. So 2 different ads, right column ads and a news feed ad. So let's talk about this right column. Again, I apologize. I just noticed this graphic is a little bit blurry, but you can see it's about the placement on the page. So they're on the right-hand side. So let's go back to those goals, right? We were talking about goals to begin with. When you want to write, when one of your goals are building likes, building page likes, reaching prospects, getting engagements, okay, clicking through to your Facebook page or clicking through to your website, that is a great time to build a right column ad. Okay? Less about post engagement, more about building likes and click-throughs. Powerful message, very concise picture, easy to understand, easy to execute. Click and go. Think of it this way. The image must tell your story and want somebody to do something almost automatically. So this would not be a place that you had a picture of a beautiful, even though it is beautiful, a beautiful sunset picture. Unless you were trying to target sunset photography, right? Maybe that would be, you know, with some graphic that said, take this photo yourself. But a generic photo of a swimming pool or of a beautiful nature scene that could be, or even the inside of your store or your mobile grooming van or your, you know, vet business, whatever, wherever you come to us from here, you know, an inside graphic of your location is lovely and should be used potentially in a newsfeed ad. On the right column side, it's too hard to interpret. What are you really trying to do? Do you want me to take a tour of something? Do you just want me to see what you have available? It's a small 100 by 100 picture, almost square size. There's absolutely not enough room for you to have interpretation of that photo. It has to be very clear and easy to understand that your customer must do something. Now, right column ads are also like I said, very, very successful for building likes, right? I wanted to show you this ad. I mean this with all sincerity as I'm talking to people who are in the pet business here. You have cuteness in your subjects. This puppy ad here is for a jewelry store who understands that pets are cute and that that's the first attraction here. The one below it is very simple. Grubhub is a food delivery service. Do you like chicken wings? We can help you with that, right? So again, a little bit less interpretation. Tips for success. Keep the copy brief. Again, that's my commentary, is that people must understand and be told what to do, if you will, inform. The photos are critical, and I've listed 2 really good photo editing sites here. PicMonkey will help you edit your photos, as well as Canva. They will help you edit your photos to create really good, strong photos. We're going to talk about photos when we get to Instagram as well, because the bottom line today is your image tells your entire story. And that may become a new marketing cost for some of your businesses to understand that my graphic, the video, the picture that I use is what people are, I'm going to use the air quote here, judging your business on. And if that's what they're judging your business on, the quality of your images must be good. They must be engaging. We're talking about tactics, to make sure you understand here. We're talking about tactics for a good ad. But let me make sure you understand. Copy has to be relevant. What are you trying to sell? How long are you trying to sell it for? What service? What product? What's your value proposition? And what's a call to action? CTA is called in marketing. What do you want people to do? On a right column ad, it has to be simple and clear and concise. This should happen. Do this. So when you're putting a Facebook ad together and you want to put a right column ad because you want to grow likes like we talked about, click now, register today, download this coupon, okay? Not so much as attend our sale, right? It could be buy now. It could be a flash sale, but not a general, we're having our big sale of the year for the next 10 days ad. That's not a strong call to action. A strong call to action is do this now or you will miss out. Okay? So that's right column ads. Now let's talk about newsfeed ads. Okay? That's what you call the promoted post. Many of you do this probably already because you click the boost post button in the bottom of your Facebook post. That's a newsfeed ad. It goes into the feed, okay, and it's the promoted post aspect. So when you hear about a promoted post or a boosted post, that's called a newsfeed ad. It reaches, again, finely targeted interest shopping, okay? You can track them because, again, I'm trying to get someone to do something. I want them to like my page. I certainly want them to, attend my event. Only caveat here is it must follow image guidelines. And by that, I mean that it cannot have too much copy in the image. Okay? So if you look at the Uniqlo ad here at the bottom, you'll see 10 new store openings is what they're trying to tell you. They do list the cities, but it is in smaller font because if they didn't, the photo would have too much copy and Facebook will not let you advertise that. So keep in mind, if you have a photo that's full of tons and tons of copy and letters, that may not be a great newsfeed ad. That will definitely not be a good promoted post ad. So the less copy, there are guidelines. So make sure that you follow the Facebook guidelines, because whether it's a news feed or a right column, Facebook has guidelines. So let me just talk about, and again, we talk about placement, we talk about finding the target audience. That's critical. But even if you have a target audience and you understand very clearly who you want to reach with this ad, and then you determine that your message is strong, I want this to be a right column ad because I am trying to get people to sign up for my event or click to my website or like my page and enter this contest. You still have to make sure in this call to action, what is the action? When you create your goal, what is the action? Go back to your goal. I want to get page likes, okay? Follow that all the way through. How do I build an ad that gets me page likes? I have to make it simple. I have to make it understandable. I have to make it quick. And I have to give my audience something they want. So if I'm running a contest, I say this all the time to people, if you're running a contest, please don't give away the free pens that you got at the last trade show. Your audience will respond. Your audience, most people who follow brands, the number one thing they want, number one and number two, they want giveaways and they want discounts. Now, some of you may be sort of mortally offended by that, but if that's a good way to meet an audience, if your people like your brand and follow your brand because you've been engaging, you've been interesting, and you made it about them, okay, you gave them something to do, a call to action, and they had a chance to get a free gift, get a big discount on something, enter to win a huge prize. That is meaningful to them. And it has to be meaningful for people to do something. People are busy today. So when you give a giveaway or a coupon, people will engage with you, but it has to be meaningful. Okay? The other one is, so that's actionable. Make it actionable, make it succinct, concise, and quick. What will I get if I do this? If I'm looking at your ad, tell me what I have to do and tell me very quickly what the benefit is for me. You're entered to win a year's worth of grooming, a year's worth of dog food. You are entered to win a $500 gift certificate. You will be entered to win a free iPad. You will get 50% off today only during our flash sale on dog toys, dog collars, grooming services because we have 3 spots left. Actionable, clear, concise, and what is in it for the person reading the ad. Relevant, okay? The right people based on age, gender, location, and interest. Obviously, the ad you see here, you know, the hashtag is critical because 30-somethings understand hashtags very well. They know what it means, and now it guides them to, hey, this is about money. But look where it is. It's a cup of coffee. It's a cool cruiser bike. There's some visual clues that a 30-year-old or 30-something would resonate here. Many of you might not have even noticed the bike and might not understand that that's what's called a cruiser, a beach cruiser, but a 30-something would. So they've targeted their audience based on the image and the hashtag and, you know, gourmet coffee. Those are the things that motivate a 30-year-old that knows this ad is about me. Therefore, I will continue reading. I will continue looking and reading and getting more information. What is relevant to your audience? Okay, is it an audience of 30-somethings? Is it 40-somethings? The image here for 40-something with a mom that's, you know, got 2 kids and she's got a minivan and she's running around to practice and she's got to take care of her pet at the same time. You know, that could be a mom in a minivan and I forgot the dog and the dog's running behind, or the bird cage fell out, or the grooming, you know, it's a picture of your mobile grooming truck at the soccer field so I can do 2 things at one time. That makes your ad relevant. Your audience very quickly understands by the imagery that you're putting out, whether it's a video or a picture, what they're supposed to do. So now, again, this is where people just, again and again, they're like, keep going with more tips, more tips. 4 tips I'm going to give you for writing a good Facebook ad. Use your customers' words. All of those great recommendations, referrals, testimonials that your customers give, use them in Facebook advertising. Here's why. Could be a post that you put in your news feed and then you promoted it so it become a news feed ad afterwards. It's authentic, it's real, and most importantly, it's not you talking. It's your customers. And when it's you talking, sometimes you get if you will, jaded. They're like, you're only trying to sell yourself. So of course you're going to say, you know, nice things. But the reality is your customers love your business and they love your services and they're happy to talk about it. And my guess is all of you sitting on this call today, they have talked about your business already. And therefore, you have tons of these kind words that your customer said, you should use them. Number 2, ask questions. It's a great way to engage people. Remember that call to action? What do you want me to do? A question is a great way to do that. Feeling old yet? And many of you, again, knowing your audience, it's relevant. This is for somebody who was around in the 80s, right? Many of the younger people on this may not even know who these 2, you know, kids are. So again, targeted to your audience, ask questions. Hold on, a little bit of sorry. Okay. There we go. Promise a benefit. And by that, I mean, look at the words here. There's 5 words. And if you remember that improve your website, subscribe now, that right column ad from before was 5, right? Improve your website, subscribe now. 5 words. Here, shop, quick, and healthy dinners. That's the benefit. Quick and healthy. Okay? And if you live in San Francisco, it's a delivery service. So what do you do? And think about, what are the 5 keywords? What is the benefit that your product or service can offer? Provide a benefit. Promise a benefit. Not good, please not good customer service. Of course you all have the best customer service, but more detailed than that. Best nail trim around. in and out in 10 minutes, guaranteed lowest prices, satisfaction guaranteed always. So what benefit can you promise? This next one is really important. Show scarcity. Okay, again, that call to action that says do something now, that falls on this. If something is available again and again forever, there's no rush. However, this is a apple bagel, right? So this is, if you think about it, we're now in fall, we're now in apple season, it's going away. What is going away for your business? Do you only have one appointment left until next week because you're going on vacation? Book today. Do you only have 2 of these brand new products that are the hottest thing that people must have? If you're a manufacturer on this call, is it a limited run or limited edition of something that won't be around until next year, so book now? Okay. The scarcity piece is exactly that, to get somebody to move off of their couch, off of the palm of their hand, and to act and buy or schedule or order. So you've got a targeted market. Let's just review. You've got a targeted market. You got a decision on what's your goal of your ad. I want to do a right column or a news feed, promoted post, and then I need to have a action ad or a relevancy ad, and a couple of ways to copy that ad. Show scarcity would be one. So you've done everything you can to make that ad as good as it can be. Now the key is to check the results. And in the Insights tab, okay, on your Facebook page, you can see how your ad did. Who your ad reached, how many likes it was generated, and how many clicks occurred. And if you look on the right side here, let me go across where the circle is. Post engagement, that says 737. It reached, right, 13. Frequency, 1.41 times. They spent $96. Could be over the course of 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I have no idea how many. Right here from this particular shot, doesn't say how long. But the one thing I want to point across is the last statistic, average cost per engagement. In order to reach 737 people, right? I should say the 13,000 people, it costs 13 cents. That's a really, really good return. Look at your ads and see how many people did you actually engage and what did it cost you per engagement? Because that's how you know if your ad is successful. And again, you just want to keep working at it and tweaking it. If you reach 20 people and you spent $20, that's $1 per person. That may be high to somebody sitting on this call, but actually the $1 per person, and it generated 2 sales, and the item I sold was $200, that's a very good return. Because now I have 2 people who might come back again and again and buy that from me, and therefore I am that ad paid off. Another one of you may get 100 engagements, but it costs you, $20. So that's much cheaper. So again, these are all statistics based on your business, what you want to achieve. If you're selling $2 treats and you spend $100 and your ad ends up generating, no new customers and very, very few post engagements, then something was wrong. The graphic was wrong, the messaging was wrong, the call to action wasn't urgent enough, and people didn't respond. So these are statistics that you should review and determine, basically, did my ad reach my goal? And this, let me make sure. Use the results to fine-tune the ads, right? So if it didn't work, or you think it could have been better, try it again. Do it another way. I want to give you a tip. If you are not using Facebook Ads Manager, I would highly recommend that you set up. It is an app, so you can do it on your phone, you can do it on your desktop, but essentially it allows you to have this dashboard of information at any given time. The type of ad you're spending, the schedule, the amount. If you're running 2 or 3 campaigns at the same time, you can compare them at any given time. And it will also give you, the key here, it will give you recommendations for how to improve that, which for all of you, I know you're here attending this seminar trying to get as much information as you can. The recommendations for improvement can help you with the process. So Facebook Ads Manager is a great way to do that. Couple of tips here, and then we're going to move on to Instagram. Add shareable content, right? Promote interactive content, i.e., do you have a video that was, really fun and your customers engaged with it? Are you running a contest that has customers sending in photos and videos? Those are great things to run ads about. A, they're not from you. They're user-generated content. Those are the fans of your page. Those are people that like your business that are talking about it. So that's really fun, shareable content. Relate to your users. I give this challenge to most of my retailers, and usually they can't make it the full 30 days. But social media is just that. It's social. It is about building a relationship with your customers and what they want to talk about. And many retailers and many pet business owners and manufacturers, all you want to do is plug your business. And the problem is that your customers, potential customers, actually just want to have fun. So what if you were to do nothing but communicate and relate, i.e., totally social, fun, contests, giveaways, ask questions, share information, and don't plug your business? You will be completely shocked and surprised at how much fun your page turns into. The reason is your page is officially social. You're not a business owner asking for something. You are in fact relating to your users. You are just being friendly and social, and that's really how social media starts. If you talk to the experts in the world of social media, they will tell you this medium is really just about engaging, asking questions, and if somebody happens to ask about their business, they'll talk about it. But for the most part, it's just sharing and educating and having fun. And if you go take a look at Facebook and go to look at some of these social media people, you'll see their pages look exactly like that. Target followers of similar brands. So when you're looking at keywords or who do you want to target in your audience, add your competition, because again, Facebook is going to place your ad where people are talking on social media, and if you put in the competition, Facebook will put your ad when they're viewing those pages, which is a good thing for you. Using video. I highly recommend video ads all the time. I love video posts as well. The metrics are really good. Again, the key with a video is no more than hopefully 30 seconds, and start out, if you will, in the middle of it. Don't start out with a video by saying, okay, in this video I'm going to talk about. What you want to do is get right into it and then say, maybe back up and maybe show a person. Could be how to do something, could be how you do something. Maybe you're a groomer, maybe you're a manufacturer. What does the manufacturing line look like? How do you groom? Maybe instead of starting at the beginning, you just get right into it, or maybe it's afterwards and, look at, your groomed pet preening. So now I want to talk about Instagram. And again, many of the similarities here in terms of a target audience, so some of these things will be repetitive. But what type of ads work on Instagram? Obviously, I showed this image to you to give you a sense of this is for a grooming salon, but it's a great picture. The kicker box, I want to make sure I spend a minute on that. To be clear, when you are advertising on Instagram, we all understand now that Facebook, everybody has a business page. But for Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, you cannot advertise unless you have a business page. That is the only way you can run ads and track insights. So everything I'm going to talk about now is only if you have an Instagram business page. Very, very simply, if you have an Instagram page acting as yourself right now, not a problem, right? They won't shut you down like the threat was on Facebook. All you need to do is convert your Instagram page to a business. You don't lose any followers. It takes 6 seconds, and you get all of the benefits. So if you have an Instagram page for your business and it's currently up and running and it's not a business page, just convert it. If you're setting up an Instagram page, set up an Instagram business page. Okay, period, done. Now we'll move on. We'll talk about ads. So what's a successful Instagram ad look like? It has stunning imagery. Images capture attention. Again, convey message in an instant. So it's not much different than Facebook. It's just on a different platform. This is very clearly a soapy dog. If you had to guess, what is this about, right? I know we're in the business, but it wouldn't be hard to understand this was about washing pets. Great image, call now, right? Call to action, snappy copy, short, attention-grabbing copy. Okay? And again, accurate targeting. Who's the message going to? Who's the audience? How old is the person who brings in their pet? What are they thinking? So, stunning imagery first and foremost. And again, that's a secondary reason, whether it's Facebook or whether it's Instagram, a new marketing cost for your business may be having somebody do graphics for you. What other type of ads work? Reason to click, right? What do I need? What do I need to do? I don't know if you can see this ad. This is just about people, okay? This is about people having breakfast, and yes, it's for Taco Bell. Breakfast is served. But look at the smiling faces. Look at the group of people, right? It's authentic and experience-oriented. I am having a fun time with a group of my friends. If you are in the target market for Taco Bell, this would resonate with you, right? What's the compelling reason to click, right? And again, obviously these ads can be adjusted in real time. But ads on Instagram, okay, don't look like ads. We'll show you a couple more, but look at this one. Does this look like an ad? Yes, we're in the business, but it's really a funny, soapy pet, okay? Does that look like I'm trying to sell you something? Most of us would say, no, I can sort of see the logo, but I really can't. Why Instagram works is it does not look like in-your-face selling. And for your Instagram ads, that is how they will be the most successful. Do not make them in-your-face selling. Make them about experiences. Okay? So what do? Go to your profile, and again, very, very simply, once you have a business profile and you have a post that you've already posted, you click the promote button. And what are my options? Call or visit. So that's the objective. I set a goal just like I did in my Facebook ads. What do you want someone to do? Call, schedule an appointment, visit your website. Okay, determine what your goal is. What's my call to action? Learn more, watch more, shop now, book now. For those of you that are groomers, sign up. Could be my event, right? Could be call me. What is your call to action? You always want to have an action. And for many of you, right, learn more, watch more, that could be a great video on how to do something, on the way something is put together, on the safety features of something, how to make your pet safer. If you're a manufacturer on this call, maybe what your product does. But again, 30 seconds, short and concise. What is in it for your customers? Obviously you keep hearing me say that. I can't stress that enough. Most of the time, if I had to say to you why ads fail, it is because the people creating the ads are thinking about what you want to get out of it. As the business owner, what do I need these people to do? What you need to put yourself in is in the opposite mode, which is as a consumer for this product or service that I'm trying to sell. How do I want these people to feel? How do I want them to act? What do I want them to think? And that's your job, is to be in their, if you will, headspace, and to put this ad so it looks just like them and talks just like them, so they feel like you're talking to me. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is choose your audience, your budget, and your duration. So just like Facebook, Instagram will suggest who you want to target, or you can customize it. If you're not sure, why don't you try it both ways? Let Instagram choose automate, and let Instagram tell you who the audience is, and let the ad run. Maybe $5, maybe $10, maybe 2 days, and determine the results. And see who you get. Are they valid? Who were they? And maybe as you fine-tune your audience, maybe you don't know very clearly who your audience is. Maybe it's a new product and you're trying to figure that out. Let Instagram help you. Again, based on the hashtag you choose, based on the copy, based on the demographics, Instagram will put the ad in front of people that they believe should see it. If it works, you'll understand who those people are. You can see who clicked on it, you can see who liked it, just like Facebook. And then you can start to create your own custom audience so that as you move forward, these are people who would see your ad. Okay. Instagram also has metrics, and I'm just going to make sure you understand a couple of these terms. So just like Facebook, right, I showed you the Facebook graphic before. This is the Insights page on Instagram. It'll show you impressions. That's the number of times your ads were on screen. Reach, this is a key one. Impressions is the total number of time. Reach is the unique accounts who viewed your post. And then obviously if they clicked your website, and profile views, those are people that actually went and visited your profile. So that's the, I clicked to learn more about you. So you really want to see total impressions. You want to understand the reach. This is how far the ad got. That's total impressions. But what I'm really interested to know is the number of unique people that looked at it. And then just like Facebook, the same thing. Do I have posts? How many people like this? And how many people commented? How many people saved it? How many impressions we talked about in reach and engagement, right? And then again, the video. If you have a video there, how many people looked at your video? How long did they look at your video for? Okay, so again, if you have an image that's really good and it worked, of course you want to do it again. I'm going to leave you with some tips from Instagram experts, and then we have some questions coming in, so I'll leave time for questions. If you have them, please send them in now, and we'll try and get to as many as we can. Don't make it look like an ad. Customers, Instagram is all about image. This happens to be for a dating app, but she looks approachable. She looks certainly not in a, if you will, a typical dating situation. She's not at a restaurant, right? She's not waiting outside of a movie theater for someone. She's very comfortable in her wherever space she is, and essentially it doesn't look like an ad. That's why it works. Once your ad works, now what I want you to do, or once you place an ad, I want you to now follow up with what I'm calling organic posts. So don't let the ad do all the work. Great that this particular app put a picture and promoted this ad, but now on their page at the same time, they should just have some posts, maybe referrals or testimonials, maybe other pictures of users of their site. So those are organic posts. The same type of content that your ad is, the same message that your ad is, it just helps it sort of sit in a bigger bowl, if you will. Get your customers involved. Show real people. Show pets. Cannot urge you enough. Please, please show your pets. Your customers want to see them. They want to see their pets. So if you're a groomer on this call, or you have boarding or daycare, show your animals Show the visitors, show how your services work using your actual customers. Include a hashtag. Always, always use a hashtag. And that is the name of my business, could be the name of my town, it could be, if you're talking about a breed, it could be the name of my product, it could be the type of product that I sell, holistic, web, dog food, organic, raw treats, whatever you do, whatever your business is for, where your location is. Some of you are in a tourist town on this call. You absolutely want to use the hashtag of your town because that matters. People are searching. Okay, so I'm sure that I've started lots of questions and people asking. Marcy, do you have some questions you want to throw at me here?
I've got them here. It's Alan.
Oh, Alan, sorry, great.
No, no worries at all. He's got quite a few. Russ asks a question. Is it possible to use the page-like goal on Facebook ad platform in order to get Instagram followers? It may be doable, but he's not sure within the Power Editor if it's a possibility.
So if you link, let me be clear about that. You can absolutely cross promote. So on Facebook in your, whether it's Ad Manager or Power Editor, you can set up Instagram ads. Russ, what I'm urging you to think about is what's the crossover? Why do you want to go, at least if I'm understanding, I think, why would you want to go from Facebook to Instagram? Are you trying to get people to sign up for your Instagram page on Facebook? That's one thing. But the other thing is the imagery can be interpreted very differently between Facebook and Instagram. So if you're saying, do I just want to push an ad out to Instagram from Facebook? Yes, that's absolutely possible. But Russ, make sure that your image looks good and test it. There's a box there that will show you what it looks like on Instagram. Make sure that your image that you're using from Facebook looks just as good on Instagram as it does on Facebook. And if not, what I'd rather you do is go directly to Instagram and push the ad from there because you know what it looks like. The sizes of images that work are not exactly the same on Facebook and Instagram, and the user of Facebook and Instagram are different. That's why we spent time talking about both ad platforms today. How viewers, and it's again all about your potential customers, those are the fans, those are the potential customers that are viewing your Facebook page or your Instagram page, right? It's about them and what they see and how they act. So we want to make sure that you talk to them on the platform that they want to talk to you on in the way that they understand that. Let me just say, we just talked about hashtags. Perfect example is you might use 2 or 3 hashtags on Facebook. You might use 10 to 15 hashtags on an Instagram ad. So hope that answers your question. Russ, I'm happy to dig in more. It sounds like you're pretty familiar with the platform, so feel free to reach out and we can continue the conversation. Next.
Yeah, which brings me to another point. There are a lot of questions we have that we may not be able to get to in the time allotted, and
Yep.
Lynn has graciously agreed to answer a lot of those one-on-one post the live event, and you can always send them to her via email or contact her in other ways as possible. Just one more question before we wrap up here, and I think you've already covered this, but it's fair to do it again. What's the difference between the post engagement and reach?
So again, impressions, or so post engagement is the number of people that did something. I could have gone back to your ad 3 times. My number will only be counted as 1 reach. So I engage with your page. If I go 3 times, it still only counts once. So that is the unique number of people who did something, who clicked on it, who viewed it, who just wasn't in their screen. They stopped on it, it resonated, they made an action, they liked, they commented, they shared, and it only counts once. So I can go back to your ad 2, 3, 5 times. If I share it 5 times, I still want to count who's also shared it. So hopefully that helps.
Hopefully that helped Kathy in her question. Thank you very much. There's some questions in here that we've actually covered on an earlier webinar. One of them is, how many times do you think you should post per day, per week? So I urge you to go to petage.com and look up Explore and go to our webinars, and you'll see how to use social media to engage in your clients, and you'll find a lot of those answers. Today was more in-depth. It was kind of a level 2 webinar, if you will, on how to use advertising and boosting to engage with your clients. I want to thank Lynn. I certainly have learned a lot today. PetAge will be employing some of these great ideas on our own Instagram and Facebook accounts, where we post content daily, and we also run weekly giveaways called Freebie Friday. But before we go, I wanted to let you know that the recording of today's webcast will also be accessible on petage.com. It'll be also available on PetStore Pro, and you can replay this webinar as many times as you like. While there, you may also review the other archived webcasts I spoke about just briefly in our Business Enhancement webinar series. In addition, we ask that you answer a quick survey about today's webinar that should appear on your screen once you exit. We'd love to hear your feedback, and look for more information on future webcasts coming to you shortly. So we don't have much time left. As a matter of fact, we're out of time. On behalf of PetAge, PetStore Pro, and Creative Business Consulting Group, thank you and have a great day. Goodbye.
Take care, everybody.